Okay, in the video today, we're gonna just play around with some new stuff that I got. I just went ahead and primed my eyes off camera, that way we could delve right into the eyeshadow palette. I got this CoverGirl Katy Cat palette. It's the collaboration with Katy Perry. This one is called the Cool Cat. These all look like shimmer shades, so we'll just make the best of what we got. I'll probably go ahead and start with this pink shade. That is very, very chalky. That pink comes off really nice, but it has quite a bit of fallout. It seems to be a nice pink shade, like a very baby pink shade. It comes off not necessarily glittery, but it comes off as having a sheen to it. So next, I think I'll go in with this color right here. So this one is very glittery. These all have quite a bit of fallout. This one's not as nice as the pink one. I'm sure they intend it to be more of an all-over lid color because it's a little bit patchy. It's not terrible. It did the job just then. It does have a lot of glitter in it. I'm going to go back in with that pink one and try and make it show back up. It kind of went away when I used that second color. I think this one's probably the one I want to try the most, so we're going to go in with it next. Kind of reminds me of that shade that's in the Wet n Wild, the green OG palette that everybody loves. The one in the Wet n Wild palette's nicer than this one. Maybe if I wet my brush, this would show up more. It's not amazing, and you can see, like, when I touch the palette, it just almost caves in a little bit. That's strange. So I'm going to use this black one next. Try and deepen up the corners. It's definitely not the most pigmented black I've ever seen in my life. But then again, that might be kind of strange in this palette because I don't know that a real harsh black is going to go with a lot of these colors. I'm going to try to use more colors in the palette, so I want to try and use this gold one that's a little cat face. I would say I like the colors that are in this palette because I like odd colors, but I would say that probably the normal purchaser of makeup who doesn't quite go as crazy as I do with colors is probably going to look at this and be like, when am I going to use this? I'm definitely going to have to use it with something else. So it may not be worth it to them to have this palette because it is a little random. So I'm going to use some of my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. And I'm just going to do like a spotlight eye. And for the spotlight, I've been between these two colors, but I'm going to try this one first and see what that looks like. It's a pretty kind of baby purple. This eyeshadow is very crumbly, in particular this purple shade. When I've used two different brushes with it, and when I touch it, it just chunks off a little bit, which is kind of weird. It shows up pretty on the eyes, it's just kind of irritating to work with. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and try this one. I'll just kind of pop it right in the center. See, I'm going to use my finger Comes off slightly better maybe with your finger, but it's not amazing. I'll try this blue one and see what happens with it. It shows up. It's definitely not the most pigmented blue in the world. I would just say that these eyeshadows are very lackluster. They leave a lot to be desired. They are definitely not the best eyeshadows I've ever tried in the world. I'm not trying to diss on this palette. I think you can make anything work. I'm a big proponent of believing that you can make anything work when it comes to makeup for the most part, unless it's just complete junk. And I don't think that this is complete junk. I'm gonna go back in with this green shade again. I just think that there are better options from the drugstore. Makeup Revolution palettes at Ulta. They have some that are like $7. You get infinitely more shades in it. They work a ton better. This palette, I ended up getting it for like $2. So it's worth it for me for $2 because I get to play around, try something I had never had before. That's super inexpensive. So I'm okay with it. If it's more than $2, if it were more than $2, I'd probably return it. This is not that good. It's cute, and I've got a cute look going on right now. But if it were much more expensive than that, I would kind of discourage you from purchasing it. I'm going to try and go in with this shade right here for my brow bone highlight. So there's pretty much the eye look that I'm going to go with. I pretty much used every single color at least a little bit, except for this shade right here. And I may use it on my bottom lash line. That way you can see how all the shades work. Okay, I went off camera and did my foundation and everything. And I'm just going to throw this in here. It's not really necessarily a review of this because I didn't put it on camera where you could see it. But I used this e.l.f. color correcting liquid primer. This is the Brightening Rose one. I have the box here. I hate this. I've used this primer at least 2 times, maybe more, 3 or more. Every time it looks like you just put a crap ton of chalk all over your face. It is very, here's my kitty cat. Hey, baby. Camera shy? So anyways, it just looks like you put a ton of disgusting, slightly pink tinted chalk all over your face. I would never recommend that to anyone. So I'm going to use this Profusion Pro Contour Palette. You can see I got it for $4.50. It's got a nice big mirror in it. It has 3 bronzer and 3 matte highlight shades. So what I'm going to do, I went ahead and put on concealer while the camera was off. So I'm going to take this and set under my eyes with it. This lightest yellowy shade right in the center and go right under my eyes with that. Alright, now that I have that on, I'm going to use this Pro Contour palette again, and I'm going to use this shade right here just to contour my cheeks. Next thing, I just got this in the mail, is this Rimmel London. I think this is the one, the collaboration with Kate Moss. There we go. It says Rimmel's first sculpting palette, 3 shades to highlight, contour, and blush. So there's the inside. Let's see. I will use that bronzer shade right in the middle. That's why I contoured with the other one. This is very A lot comes off, so be careful. I might have went in a little too strong with that brush. Does seem to blend out pretty good, considering I just kind of went a little heavy-handed with it. So I don't have any complaints about the bronzer. It seems to work pretty nice. I'm going to use the blush from in here. It shows up a little bit lighter on camera than it looks in person. In person, it does look a little more like baby pink. I seem to like this blush. You know, I think I'm hesitant in saying I like this little palette because I'm pretty sure online I saw where people thought that it wasn't that great. And with the bronzer and the blush, I'm not having any issues, so I'm not really sure why other people weren't happy with it. And now maybe this highlighter, because look, it looks like it has zero shine to it. So maybe that's why people don't like it. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on, and if it's terrible, I'll tell you. That is not a banging highlight. If you like highlights that are very reflective, that is not what this one looks like. This one is very much like a subtle glow. It actually looks like a very natural highlight. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like the crazy glow that a lot of highlighters are doing these days, because see right there, you can see where I put it. It's just not showing up real strong. I don't see anything wrong with this palette. I'd be interested to read people's comments and see why they didn't like it. I really like the bronzer and the blush. All right, I went ahead and put some, I put my brows on and I put some eyeliner on, and I'm gonna go back into this palette to do my lower lash line. I guess I should use this color right here because I didn't use it at all beforehand. So I'm just gonna take it. Like that. Oh, I do like this color. This color is pretty. It comes off kind of like a taupey color, but it has like little reflects of pink sparkle in it. So I usually don't bring my eyeshadow all the way in on my eyes because my eyes are kind of small, but because that's not too dark, I'm able to do that, and that looks really nice, I think. I'm going to go ahead and pop this lightest color in my inner corner. That does look nice as a highlight color. And then I'm just going to take a little small detail brush and go in with this greeny, dark greenish color just on the outer corner. Alright, so here is the finished makeup look. Let me briefly recap the different things that I talked about in the video today. I didn't go over every step of my makeup. It wasn't a tutorial, it's more of a review. I did kind of show you what I did with the eyeshadow, but that was more kind of like a live swatching. So first off, this e.l.f. color correcting liquid primer in Brightening Rose. I didn't show you when I used it, but that's my bad. It's just know that it was bad enough that I randomly decided to throw it into this video at the end because I plan on returning it because I hate it so much. So if you want your face to look like pure tea chalk, and this is coming from me who is on the fairer end of the spectrum. So if you have a deeper skin complexion than I do, it's really gonna look like chalk on you because it looks terrible on my skin. So highly, highly, highly don't recommend this. So next, let's see, this little Rimmel London Trio. This is, oh, I found it. The name is Golden Sands. That's the name of it on the back, Golden Sands. I really like this. I'm gonna keep using it. I think it was a great buy. All right, when I purchased this, I got it for practically free. I just looked it up online. I see $4.69, $5.94, so it's around $5, give or take $1. So that's how much this is. For $5-ish, I would recommend it. I mean, it just depends on if that highlighter shade really matters that much to you. I would not use, that actually says contour on that middle shade. I would not use that as a contour. I would use it as a bronzer. I think as a bronzer it looks really nice. I like the blush a lot. I like the highlighter. It's not the most blinding, but I'm okay with that. So I do recommend this. I just tried to look this up online and I am not seeing prices for it. It literally just came out, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. On CoverGirl's website. On CoverGirl's website, it got 3.7 stars. I don't know if that's this one in particular or the other one. It does not show me a price. Okay, let's see. I clicked shop now and it says looking for could not be found. So I do not have a price to give you on this. I am sorry. I purchased it for $2.49 from a store called Gabe's. It's like, have you seen Rugged Warehouse? It's the same thing. So that's where I got mine. I have not seen it at a drugstore, so I don't know. It literally just came out in March, so I don't know why I can't find this anywhere. I would assume this is probably going to be like $10-ish. An eyeshadow palette from CoverGirl that's kind of on par with what they would be, especially with a collaboration with Katy Perry. I would say it's probably $10. For $10, I don't recommend it. I think that my eye look turned out really, really cool. I enjoy it. Like I said, I got it for $2.49. For $2.49, definitely, if you're into these colors, try it. You know, if you're into it, I would give it a shot. It is definitely not the best quality eyeshadows. They do have cute colors, and I ended up making it work, but I'll be honest, I'll make anything work unless it's just junk. Unless it's junk, I'll make it work. So it's really up to you if you like these colors, if you like the cat themed packaging, which I do because I have cats and I love cats more than like almost anything. The jury's still out on this. If it's just something you really want, I would say get it, but I would get it at a discounted price from whatever the original price is. I know it's going to be too high, so I don't recommend it at its original price, at a lower price. If you're into these colors, if you're into cats, if you're into Katy Perry, go for it. And then my last item is this Profusion Pro Contour Palette. Here's the back of the packaging in case y'all are interested in seeing that. Like I said, I got mine at Marshall's. Here's what it looks like on the inside. On the back, it just shows the 3 highlight shades. It calls them highlight shades. I don't know that I would call those highlight shades. I think they're definitely not what I consider a highlighter. They don't have any shimmer whatsoever. I think it's more like an under eye setting powder, and I think it does a great job for that. I really do. So, and it calls the other ones bronzers, which I find strange. It calls them bronzers, but this is a contour palette. I mean, technically you can use bronzer as contour, but these shades are not really what I would consider bronzers. I think they're more contour-y shades. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way about that. I probably would not bronze up my face with any of those shades. So anyways, definitely, see, I got it for $4.50. I would assume this is less than $10 regular price. Anywhere, I'm sure at Marshall's it would probably be $8.99 max. That would be the top that it would be, and I think it's probably worth $8.99. I was able to get it on sale, which I really like. It comes with a massive mirror. It's really big pans, so I definitely recommend it. So I really only focused on these 4 things today. Well, I really only focused on these 3, and then I kind of snuck this sucker in at the end. And I give pretty much all of them like a stamp of approval. Wishy-washy. No. So if you like this kind of video where I kind of delve more into the products and tell you how I feel about them, more so than just doing a straight up tutorial, just let me know down in the comments, because I'm cool with doing a tutorial. I'm cool with doing reviews. I just like makeup, so I'm willing to do whatever y'all want to see. So just let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Just be sure to subscribe to my channel and you'll see when I upload it. Thanks.